Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have two new knives from TRIVISA to share with you all today. One is a more budget knife and one's a little more primo action going. These are the TRIVISA knives that have been on the channel so far, and I have a video on every one of these, and some of them I've done disassemblies. If you want to go check them out, you can go to the top of the channel, scroll over to the magnifying glass, type in TRIVISA, and you can check them out. But right now, we're going to check out the new ones. But let me tell you what the names of these are really quick. This is the Aquila, the SAG, the Lynx 03, the Sin, the Lynx 04, the Orion, and the Mensa. And check out these two new ones. Are you ready? Let's do it. I hope you are having a fantastic day, because I know I am. And you know what? If you're not having a good day, it can only get better, right? I just did this just to show you that TRIVISA knives come in very nice packaging. Out of all the knives I unboxed, TRIVISA has some really nice packaging. Now, out of these two knives, I'm not going to bother with showing you all the stuff that comes with them. In my other TRIVISA videos, you'll get to see all that. But are you ready for this one? This is the LEOMINOR. Yeah, look at that. Look at that sleekness. Now, they've got the whole, the constellation thing going on with their knives. They've got the SAG and the Orion and all that good stuff. But this one is the LEOMINOR. Here I am trying to say them all, and then I'm like, oh yeah, which one is it? So this one's G10. It has the whole bolster lot going on, which is very nice, very nice. This is a more sleek, kind of a gentlemanly knife, but it doesn't feel like a gentlemanly knife. It feels pretty hefty in the hand. And we're going to go up and down, take a quick look at it. It has a nice G10 back spacer. And there is a deep carry right side only pocket clip. We have some couple mushrooms growing in the shade, but check it out. Look at that. It's inset into the liner, so that's not going to grab your pocket. And let me check right now while we're at it. How does it go in and out of the pocket? Oh yeah, it is nice and smooth. It's not grabbing. Easy in and out. So that's very nice, very nice. And oh, you ready to see this blade? Wait a minute, before we do it, it does have ceramic ball bearings. There's your stop pin going on, because once I get that blade out, I'll forget everything. And then texture vision. There's a little bit of your texture. You can't feel it. It is slick. Now, as far as transition from the bolster to the G10, you cannot feel it at all on this side and not on this side, which is very nice. Now, these screws, let's see. I don't feel the screws sticking out. The screws are definitely inset, so it's nice and smooth. Very sleek looking. Here's this side. Here's this side, and there you have the TRIVISA on your pocket clip. I could go without the TRIVISA being on the pocket clip, but all right, you ready to see this blade? Pow! Wow. Right in the kisser. Man, this thing comes out with authority. Check that out. Ooh, that is a sleek blade. That'll reach out and touch someone. That's a pig sticker without a doubt. Ooh, it's sharp and pointy. Look at that. And it has a black stonewash blade. Have a nice swedge going on up here. I like it when you have the stonewash and just the edges are kind of worn just a little bit. That's a really nice look. And what is this? All right, so that's not jimping. I'd say it doesn't really give you traction, so that's going to be more for aesthetics, which it does kind of add a little bit to the look on this little bit of flat up here, just a little bit. And this is definitely, well, you know what? I was gonna call it a splinter getter, but it's pretty tough. It has a pretty tough edge. If you can see where it comes down like this, that is pretty nice, and it's flat all the way up to just the bottom of the swedge. So very clean. TRIVISA, they almost always have a good grind on them. We'll check that out here in just a second. But while I'm looking, what do we have going on right here? Some jipping on the flipper tab, little jipperooski. Very nice, very nice. And how about our lockup? The lockup is around, I'd say about 25%. And is it centered? Hard to tell. Yes, it is absolutely centered. Let's look at a piece of paper. Now, both of these knives, actually most of these knives, you could go to White Mountain Knives and get 10% off with my discount code, BEEZ10. By the way, in the description of this video, I have 10% off discount codes. I have links to maintenance supplies, knife cleaning supplies, and knives that have been in all the recent videos. It's always easy to find them, so if you're not sure about a knife that you see, maybe in a comparison here in a couple minutes or something like that, it's always in the description, so it's easy to find. All right, is it gonna cut paper? Because, you know, that's why we buy a knife, right? Ooh, yeah, that felt good. Oh yeah, nice and clean. That's how you hear that a little bit. What is that, ASMR? Oh yeah, nice and clean, cut and clean, baby. And in case you're wondering, from tip to tip, this bad boy's 8 inches. It has a 3.5-inch blade, 3.4-inch sharpen. Your closed length is 4.5 inches. It's 0.86 inches when it's closed and 0.62 inches thick. It has a T8 and a pivot, T6 body screws, ceramic ball bearings, and this bad boy weighs 4.64 ounces. Now, you can get the LEOMINOR in the black, or you can get it gray. It kind of looks blue to me, but they have it listed as gray, so, you know, one of this, one of the other. But let's check out the action and the ergos. Don't forget, hit subscribe and hit the bell button, and then select all. That way you don't miss out when we're going to go live. We do Live at the Hive every Friday night, 8:15 to 11:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You ready? So here's the push button you saw earlier. Wow, I mean, is that not as fast as a fish blade? How do I come up with a new word every freaking video? All right, here we go. Yes, I mean, that is super fast. And then the light switch. Oh, the jimping, there's only a couple jimps, but they do a good job. They do very well at grabbing the finger and snapping it. It comes out with authority. That is very nice. Now, it is, yes, super easy, great pass through. Not having to dig my thumb. That is comfortable all day long. Let me back out here. And I'm kind of conflicted. I kind of want to call it like a gentleman's knife, and it does look gentlemanly, but it also feels tough. Like you could use this just for generally anything. If you want a more slender knife in your pocket, it's not going to take up a lot of room. It's not going to take up a lot of real estate in the old pocket. But it's not quite drop sheddy, but it's pretty smooth. A couple drops of KPL knife pivot lube, by the way, 10% off on that. Sometimes I forget to do the little plugs for all the stuff I have links to down there, but it's very comfortable, good action. The ergos, my hand's 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger, 7.25. And how's it feel? Very comfortable. Yes, very nice. Very, very nice. That pocket clip is not bothering me at all. Not at all. Isn't that like a body of water or like something like that? ADHD? Yeah, no problem there. There's plenty of room if you have 6 fingers or if you have big fingers. The width of my hand is a large size glove, so I'm not getting any issue there. In the classic grip, it's comfortable. I can feel the pocket clip, but it's not digging, and the edge of it's not poking or anything like that. I can tell it's there, but if I'm doing some pull or some pushing, you know, this little notchy notch, I don't know that it actually gives me any help right there. My thumb's kind of sliding, but I do have the flipper tab that my hand's stopping on, so I have a good grip on it. I mean, you're probably not going to be opening bags of concrete with this, but you might. But it's comfortable. And how about, let's see, our choil. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Plenty of room from your plunge grind to the sharpened edge, so you're good to go on that. And so these run around in like the 45-ish range. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal. K110 steel, it's good steel. All right, let's check out the next one. This is the TRIVISA Ursa Major. Oh, yeah. Now we're getting into a little bit of primo action, baby. And they call it the UMA-05, but it's actually the Ursa Major, so I don't know. When they're using numbers and letters and all that, I'm glad that it has like a call sign or, I don't know, a category. But you have a carbon fiber scales and then titanium up here. And then there's your typical TRIVISA, what do you call that? Pivot. Nice looking pivot. But this stonewashed titanium's pretty attractive. And I'll give you a nice up close. It doesn't have texture that you can feel. It kind of has this. Kind of that where your finger grabs it, but it doesn't have texture that grabs your finger. So how's the transition? The transition's very smooth. I can just barely tell. There's a transition on this side. And on this side, it is super smooth. So they've done very well on the transition between the titanium and the carbon fiber. And these screws, they're not completely recessed. You see right there, you can just barely feel that one, and that one, and that one, and that, and that, and that. And how about the pocket clip? Different looking pocket clip. You are going to be able to get this in and out of your pocket easier. This feels like a bigger knife. I can't wait. I can't even remember what this blade looks like. And the pocket clip, let's see how the pocket clip is in and out of the pocket. Oh yeah, that is super easy. And it's not being a deep carry, it is easy to get in and out of the pocket. So you're not going to have any mushrooms growing in the shade because of that. And you do have a big old lanyard hole. You can put a big old rope through that bad boy. And then your back spacer. Is that carbon fiber? I think this is going to be a G10 backspacer. It has a little bit of jimping, Speaking of jimping, do we have some? Yes, we do. And the jimping on this feels pretty nice. It's a little bit grabby, not aggressive. On your flipper tab, not too bad. I prefer that they put the jimping all the way around, but you know, a lot of companies don't do that, but hey, maybe they'll catch on and they will. And here is a thumb disc. And look at that, S35VN, that's what I'm talking about. Now this version runs at around the 120s, and then you can also get the black micarta, and it's closer to 100, but then again, you get 20% or 10% off of that. So that's a pretty good deal. Let's see this blade. Are you ready? Ooh, wow, yes. I love this blade shape. And look at that. Look at those satin lines. Wow. It's so pretty. S35VN. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And super clean. There's not a bunch of branding all over it. I always appreciate that. And wow, look at that. I could just sit there and stare at all the pretty lines. You can kind of see the rainbow colors in there. That is sweet. And this thumb disc is pretty cool. You know what? We haven't even checked it out. Let's see. Well, while we're at it, I'm like, I want to do it all right now. Let's see what the lockup is. The lockup's about 25%. And are we centered? Yep, dead centered. Do the old paper test before I forget. And let's see if I do the whole video and forget to do a size comparison. I have the feeling I'm going to. Ooh, yeah. You know, TRIVISA, out of all the knives I've ever got from them, I think... Oh, that is nice. I think there's only been one that needed stropped. That is just gliding so clean. Absolutely sharp out of the box. And a couple quick stats. And by the way, if you're a significant other and you can hear me talking right now and you're just putting up with Beez Blades, hello. I hope you're having a great day. And if it's the morning, it's gonna be a great day. And if it's the evening, well, hopefully this doesn't wake you up too much. But real quick, your overall length from tip to tip on this is 8.5 inches. Your blade length's 3.8 inches. Your closed length's 4.7 inches from tip to tip. Your closed width is 1.3 inches. This weighs 4.6 ounces at 4.68 ounces. The last one weighs 4.64 ounces. The closed width on this is 1.3 inches and your handle width's 0.54 inches. So let's check out the action in the ergos. Oh yeah, let me back out here. Coming down. So the light switch is good. Ooh, this one's smooth. Yes, it comes, their knives they're really good. I just got to say, you know, I didn't know much about them and they kind of showed up. They kind of popped up. And all right, let's see if it'll drop on its own. It is pretty drop shutty. All you have to do is get it started and it's going down. And it hasn't been lubed or anything. And this also has the ceramic ball bearings. Now let's check out this old thumb disc-a-runo. And oh yeah, okay, all right. Sometimes I wonder about the different thumb stud kind of configurations, but this disc, it kind of sticks out a little bit, and you have this room in here, so it just automatically grabs your thumb and just snaps out. It almost feels like an automatic. And look at that. We got the reverse flick, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So you can reverse flick it. Now, how about the ergos? You know the size of my hand. Oh, yeah. Butter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll have it. She's having a butter. And this is kind of neat. So this, I like that. That is very cool. All right, I just got brain struck there just for a second. Instead of your thumb being on the spine of the blade, this gives it a ramp to rest on. Oh, okay. That is very nice. That is very cool. So it fits the hand very well in the traditional sense when you're holding it like this. Of course, a blade like this is going to be a super utility cutter, without a doubt. I mean, is that even a question? Let me wipe this off. I mean, I don't think you're going to be using it like for your carpet business to cut carpet and all that, but you could. But wow, I mean, it's very attractive. This thumb stud, I never even thought about the fact that it makes it super comfortable for pushing with your thumb. You're not pushing on the spine and having that little landing pad. That is really cool. So the ergos, absolutely comfortable. I'm having no issues with that. And you know, if you need to do the reverse grip, grip to open some bags of mulch or, you know, do a little pokey poke, that's comfortable too. You're good to go on that. The pass-through is really good. There's not a ton of room, but I'm not having to dig my finger. It's another good one. I like it when they're like this. You know, I like it like that. Yes, very nice. Super smooth. Let me get the other one out here. That way we can do a couple size comparisons. Now this one, the plunge grind ends right at the sharpened edge, so that may or may not be an issue for you. But let me get a couple common ones out real quick like. And how about the QSP Penguin? You know I got to get the Penguin out. So there's the Penguin, and let's see what else. Here is the tried and true Spyderco Tenacious. So they're longer than the Tenacious and the QSP Penguin. And let's check a couple more. How about the KIZER Cormorant? Definitely more handle, not wider, but more handle, longer blade length, and another KIZER, the KIZER Genie. So Genie is pretty much right in line size as far as size-wise, not taking up any room in the pocket. Not that this one did either, but that's a couple of, if you're a KIZER fan like I am, that'll give you an idea. Let's do a couple more. Here's the Civivi Chevalier. There we go. Okay, all right, there we go. They're not the same. They're not the same blades. They're not the same blade shapes, but if you have one of these, it gives you an idea what we're cooking with. And here is the Scholar by Petrified Fish. Love this knife. It comes so sharp. And let's do two more. Here's the Civivi Savant, which I really enjoy. Look at that. Boy, do those not look very similar. Just a little few changes here and there. And of course, the Savant doesn't have the bolster lock, and the Savant is also a, what do you call that? A frame lock. Or a nested frame lock. And one more, the TRIVISA Lynx 03B. And oh man, you know, some of you aren't fans of the pokey, stabby, more utility type blades. Some of you are. And I've also learned that some of you are into the self-defense thing, and these are kind of up your alley. So, you know, not everyone uses knives for the same purpose. The first thing I look at a knife is the utility and what the blade does, and then everything else. So this is the Tervisa Ursa Major, and this is the LEOMINOR. I really like them both. They both definitely have their place. This one's a little more primo, a little more fancier blade steel. You have the carbon fiber with the bolster look going on. They both have the bolster look. I really like them both. I'm curious. Y'all tell me what you think. Do you like either one of them, or do you just not care? And tell me what kind of breakfast muffin you had or whatever. Just say hello to everyone in the chat. I don't always get to answer, but I try my best. But go watch this video. I think you're really going to enjoy that. But until I see you again, or see you in the Hive stream or in the chats, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.